Hi, welcome to my weekly videos. I'm very happy to be with you today. As you know, I was born in Peru from an Italian mother and a Spanish father. And I've been here in Russia for the last 22 years. And we all come from different races, cultures, speak different languages. I've traveled 68 countries. I have worked in about 12 of them. And one thing I have learned is that the basic questions and challenges we face as human beings are universals. Today I'm going to be starting a new series. It's called Questions and Answers, because people normally write me in my blog and they ask different questions and I answer them. So I'm going to be putting some of these answers on video. And the one we're going to do today is actually one that is very interesting and applies to all of us. Question is, how do you stop caring about what other people think about you? That's a great question because we all have this problem. I have the same problem too. Now, depending on what culture and country we come from, this can be a very complicated process. But in general, we all grow with parents and relatives, even friends telling us, what is people are gonna think? What is people are gonna say? We grow up hearing those words. What will people think? Now, the truth is that we all want to be loved. We all want to be accepted. We want to belong to a particular group. We want to be liked by other people. It's a normal human need for connection and love that we all human beings have, regardless of which race or which country we come from. However, what you should never allow is that the opinion of others will dictate how you live your life. No, no, no. I repeat that. You cannot allow the opinions of others to dictate how you live your life, okay? Now, in other videos, in the weeks past, we have discussed this principle that you should never waste time thinking or worrying about things that you cannot control, such as the weather or the world economy. And what people think about you is also, as the weather, totally and absolutely beyond your control. So why waste time, energy, and why lose sleep over it? Why worry about something that you cannot control? Another important question to ask is actually people thinking about you? The truth is that, I don't know, 90, 95, 99% of the time, people are not thinking about you. People are thinking mostly about themselves. I mean, like you this morning, when you get up in the morning, do you think about me? No. You're thinking about what you're going to dress, what you're going to eat, where you're going to go, what are you going to do with your day. And every day is the same. Maybe now that you're listening to me and thinking about what I'm saying, you'll think about me for just 15 minutes that the video lasts. And after that, bye-bye, gone. And that 3%, or 5%, or even 10% that people may have thoughts about you, it can be basically for two things. Either one, to admire you, to think how wonderful you are, or to criticize you, or both. Now, both of these, criticism and admiration, they are as fleeting as the air you breathe. The same people that today criticize you, tomorrow they will admire you. And the same people that today admire you, tomorrow will find something to criticize you, depending on which mood they are or what's happening. Now, this is not just my saying. Several scientific studies indicate this as a fact. Because that's the way our brain works. We talked about the brain before, right? It's always looking for what is wrong and how to protect you. Your brain is not thinking about other people, it's thinking about you and how to save you. And whatever you focus on, that's where your brain takes you. Now, sometimes, an important point to know is this. Sometimes we believe people are thinking about us. And whatever we think they are thinking about you is just a reflection of what you think about yourself. Okay? Remember that. So, it's a great feeling of freedom. And we don't have to be concerned about what's going on in other people's heads, in other people's minds. I don't worry about what people think, really. But what you do, it really is important. What you do matters. Now, I always be mindful of my behavior and the people around me, to be sure that I show respect to others, try not to offend anyone, or do things that will hurt, offend people that I care for, or even strangers. But after that, after I'm sure I'm behaving the right way, I'm not doing anything that will hurt or offend anyone, then I don't care what people think about me. And as a result, I have grown to learn how to harness my unique potential, and I have found happiness in my life. I'm happy because I don't care what people think. Now, if you want to find success and fulfillment, you cannot allow the opinions of others to dictate the way you live. I'm going to repeat that phrase because it's very important. If you want to find success and fulfillment, you cannot allow the opinions of others to dictate the way you live. Happiness in your life, real happiness, cannot be dependent on someone's approval of you. Otherwise, your whole life is going to revolve around it. Your primary responsibility is to yourself. You do not have to please and live up to what other people think you ought to be or do. It doesn't serve you and it's counterproductive. It's not good. It's your life. Your way is your way. It could be the wrong way for somebody else, but if it's yours, embrace it. Now remember, a successful person will always have to deal with opposition from the people that are envious or jealous of you. Opposition from average minds, because they're incapable of understanding people who believe in themselves and dare to step out of the norm and think their own thoughts. So no worrying about what people think or don't think. It's great, and it makes you charming. It makes you attractive in many ways. A confident person is often perceived as attractive, much more than an insecure person. What are they thinking about me? It's so liberating. Hurrah! When you don't have to worry about what people think about you. The only thing you need to worry is, what do you think about yourself? You need to have a very clear idea who you are. And if you don't like what you see, you can decide to change it. But all you need is to be happy and at peace with who you are. Now, you are surrounded by people who love you and like you. Starting from your family, of course, and close friends. Now, people who like you, people who love you, will always do. Simultaneously, people who don't like you or love you won't change their minds no matter what you do or what you don't do. They will always find something to criticize you for. That's why it's such a liberating feeling of just being yourself. Now, sometimes can lead to a lonely road, but if you don't allow fear to direct your life, you will triumph in the end by being your own sweet self with confidence and belief and faith. Now, if you become a man pleaser, you're always worrying what people think about you. You ended up pleasing no one, as everyone is different and people change their minds all the time. Just forget it. There's a famous quote by Dragos Bratas in his book, The Pursuit of Happiness. You know what he said? He said, you strive to please others, to fit, to feel accepted. Despite that, you still don't feel accepted. Not because others don't accept you, but because you have not accepted yourself as you are. That's a great thought. Think about that. Because in the final analysis of life, we need to live our lives free from the bondage of what people think. And above all, be happy and enjoy your life. Do the best you can, as much as you can, as long as you can, and don't worry about what people think. Okay, Aristotle, this famous philosopher, said, the only way to avoid criticism is this: do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. Okay? So now, after this video finishes, I want you to take pen and paper. This is your to-do for today, your homework, if you wish. Write 3 things that you usually and normally worry about what people will think about these things. That you do, that you are. Okay? Make it very clear in your head. Now, determine you will change your mindset about it and you will stop worrying what people think about you in these 3 areas, because that's who you are. And if you're not hurting anyone, offending anyone, or doing anybody harm, and you are happy that way, and you enjoy your life that way, you can just go ahead and do it and not worry what people think. Okay? That's your to-do list. Anyway, if you want to read more articles about this subject, I'm going to start this new series, Questions and Answers. I'm going to be covering different questions people ask me from all over the world, actually. And in my website, habitsofsuccess.org, there are articles in English. There are also articles in Russian language. And all the videos I publish in Instagram, they're also in YouTube, so you can also watch them. And you can continue learning and growing in this beautiful path that we will call life. Okay? So it's time to go. I'm very happy to see you today, and have a beautiful weekend, and I love you. Bye-bye.